What's up, YouTube? Scott Scotty Tradition, back with my yearly top 100 cards in the collection video. Always one of my favorite videos to do every year, just to see what's going on with the collection, see if I can find out any trends, and just kind of share the collection, how it sits today. So let's get right into it. So kind of highlights of this year, there were 8 double-digit movers up in the collection. There were 15 double-digit movers down in the collection. So kind of a variance of both. Now you always kind of expect cards to go up and down within the collection. Sometimes you're adding new cards, sometimes a card just loses some value, sometimes cards gain value, and maybe there's a sale that happens that hasn't been sold in a while. So that is kind of what we're looking at here with this video today. So let's get right into it. I should say that there are 6 new cards on the list this year, and there are 10 that fell off the list, but I did have a 5-way tie at 100 last time, so some of those cards might have fallen off. And the highest number card to fall off the list was number 87 on the list last year. That was the 58 Aaron and Mantle Batting Foes card. For some reason, that fell off the list this year. So now to be on the list last year, you had to be at least in that $650 range. To get on the list this year, it's kind of more up a little bit into that $800 range or so. So let's get right into it. Number 100 on the list this year, the T206 Rube Waddell portrait card. And, I mean, beautiful example right there, right? SGC 3.5. This one is exactly in the same spot at number 100 as it was last year. Number 2 on the list, or excuse me, number 99 on the list would be the 57 Ted Williams, card number 1. Nice example for the grade. And this card is down 17 spots from last year, so one of those double-digit movers down. And I actually don't think there's that much value change in the card. It just, I think I just have a lot of cards jumbled up in this area. So even if you're going from like a like an 850 estimate to an 800 estimate, that can mean quite a few spots on my list. So that's going to be number 99 this year. Number 98, here's a card that's new to the list this year. Just picked this up earlier this year in a private sale. The 99 Fleer Focus Donald Driver Stealth. These are numbered only out of 300. And you just never see these in Gem Mint. I think it's a Pop 2, if I recall. So the Driver, Rookie, and Stealth. This is new to the list. Again, these estimates are about 800. But I put an 800 plus on this one just because, there are no really sales, and who knows really what it would go for. 96 on the list. Got the Buford Ray 48 Bowman autograph rookie card. This is the only one in existence that I'm aware of, and it is down 12 spots from last year. But again, not much change in price at all. It's just that there's probably never going to be another sale, so I really have no idea kind of where to price this one, but that's my estimate. 800 plus, because I just don't know what the price is. Then we got the 48 Bowman Ted Fritsch. There's been some pretty big sales of this card in the recent past. Even 7s have sold for as much as this one. Now the 7 that did sell looks probably a little bit better than this 8. This is kind of an old label PSA 8, but beautiful card nonetheless. I got this one at an 825 estimate, down 12 spots from last year. Next on the list, the 54 Topps Ted Williams, card number 250. And a PSA 5. This is a pickup at the National a couple years back. And I got this one at about an 850 estimate, up 2 spots from last year on the list. Here's another 54. Next on the list, the Jackie Robinson. This is a really nice one for the grade. 850 price estimate, down 2 spots from last year. Here's a 66 Philadelphia Gale Sayers. Beautiful example. And a 7. This one estimate about 850, down 4 spots from last year. Here's the 69 Topps Super Jackie Robinson. It's got a little bit of a scratch on the case there, as you can see. This is in a PSA 6. This one long had no sales in a 6, but finally one did sell, and I have it estimated about 875. I think I had it a little higher last year as an estimate, but finally have a sale to go off of, and this is down 18 spots from last year. Still a pretty scarce card. You do not see those come up all that often. And then here's a 2005 Absolute Spectrum Gold, Aaron Rodgers. This is in a Gem Mint 10. I believe it's only a Pop 1 in a 10. And got 885 as the estimate, down 13 spots from last year. And you can see on the back these are numbered out of 25. All right, so that is the first group of 10. Numbers 100 through 91 on the list. All right, getting into card number 90. That's not right. Let me see where we're at here. Gotta flip this one around. Here we go. I guess you got a little prequel to what's coming next. But this is the 54 Topps Ted Williams, card number 1. Beautiful looking 5 there. This is in that 900 range, down 4 spots from last year. Here's a card that's new to the list. Just picked this up at the National this year. It is the Bart Starr Finest Moments in a Gem 10. Got this at about 900 price estimate. New to the list this year, and number 89 on my countdown. All right, then we've got the 03 Bart Starr Fabric of the Game patch. Just one of my favorite cards that I have in the collection. These never come up. Estimate of about 900 on this one, but it's kind of hard to guesstimate this one. I have it up 10 spots on the list from last year. This is kind of a card that I just revalued, I guess, because I just think there's a premium on these type of cards right here. So it's number 88 on the list this time around. Number 87 on the list, the 52 Bowman Fred Cone in a PSA 9, only a Pop 3 card. About a $900 price estimate and down 10 spots on the list from last year. All right, next up we have the Downtown Aaron Rodgers. Actually, this is a card that dropped a little bit last year in price and kind of was off the list. And now it's back on the list. And up to 86 on the list. About $950 on the price estimate, up 14 spots from last year. He's really been playing pretty well for the Steelers. And it's been kind of a highly entertaining year. So Aaron Rodgers Downtown, number 86 on the list. All right, 85 is the 58 Topps Jim Brown rookie card. Real nice looking PSA 3 there. $950 estimate on the price, down 6 spots from last year. Next up, we got another Vintage Football Hall of Fame rookie, the 71 Topps Terry Bradshaw. Nicely centered example for the card. About a $950 price estimate and down 8 spots on the list from last year. All right, and then next up, this card dropped quite a bit. One of the biggest droppers on the list, actually. This is the 2008 Topps Brett Favre Lombardi Ghost photo in a BGS 9.5. You can kind of see Lombardi's face in the upper right-hand corner. Kind of a unique card. These were like 1 in 20,000 packs or something like that. So very hard pull back in the day. And yeah, I think I had this one a little overestimated. I think I had it about $1,500 last year. But there's been some recent sales, although they were not BGS 9.5s. But there's been a few sales that make me think that it was not that high in price. So I moved it back down to like the $1,000 range. But with that move, it's down 33 spots on the list from last year. The biggest mover down this time around. But a cool card nonetheless. All right, then next up, here's a big boy. This is the 34 or 35 Wheaties Don Hutson panel. Got this estimated around $1,000. They don't sell all that often. Up 9 spots from last year. And of course, this is an absolute giant piece, so we'll set that down there. And number 81 on the list right here is the 63 Topps Deacon Jones Purple Sky variation in the background there, and a PSA 8 rookie card. $1,000 is my estimate, and up 2 spots on the list from last year. All right, so that is the next group of 10. All right, then let's get into the next group of 10. Cards numbered 80 through 71 on the list. All right, here's the 61 Topps Jim Taylor. Not his rookie, but Packer collectors consider this his rookie. His first actual appearance on a card. $1,000 price estimate, down 7 spots on the list from last year. All right, then here's the 2005 Topps Chrome Aaron Rodgers in a PSA 10. This card's definitely dropped in recent years. This one, even this year from last year, down 30 spots on the list. Price estimate of about $1,050 right now. So these have definitely come down in price. Next up, a card I picked up just at this year's National and is new to the list. The 61 Fleer Jerry West rookie. Obviously a very nice example for the grade. Price estimate on this one of about $1,050, same as the Rodgers. All right, moving down again here, got the 57 Johnny Unitas rookie card in a 6. Pretty nice example for a 6. $1,100 on the price estimate, up 3 spots from last year. Nice one there. All right. And then we've got the 2017 Prism Patrick Mahomes rookie card in a PSA 9. This one's down 13 spots from last year. Estimate about $1,100. This one actually dropped a little bit more, and it's kind of actually come up a little bit. So kind of a drop and a rebound already since last year. So nice example there. All right, and I guess we're on number 75 right here. This is the 54 Topps Al Kaline rookie. This one is in superb condition for a PSA 5. One of the better 5s I've seen. $1,100 on the price estimate, down 10 spots on the list from last year. But these are always kind of hard to guess because of the premium that one puts on eye appeal. You can't just look at the most recent PSA 5 sale. That's a nice one right there. All right, now we've got the 62 Topps Bob Uecker. Uecker magic was not to be this year with the Brewers bowing out to the Dodgers last night, but this is an amazing card nonetheless in PSA 8. Price estimate of about $1,100 on this card, up 1 spot from last year's list. So if I say cards are up or down a spot or 2 or 3, even 4, like that means there's not really too much difference. It's really those double-digit movers up and down where all the price discrepancies are. Next on the list, the T206 Piedmont Tris Speakard in a PSA 2.5. One of my first ever pickups at my first National. This is a nice one here, $1,100 on the price estimate, down 9 spots from last year. All right, then we've got one of my favorite baseball cards, the 53 Bowman Color Pee-wee Reese in a 5. $1,100 on the price estimate, down 6 spots on the list from last year. All right, then last in this grouping of 10 is the 50 Bowman Otto Graham. This is a beautiful 5 right here. Price estimate of about $1,100 and down 1 spot on the list from last year. And this would be card number 71 on the list. So that takes care of that group of 10. Got 2 more piles to go here until we get card number 50. All right, let me see where I'm at here. All right. So this would be card number 70, I believe, on the list. The Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Oscar Robertson dual auto. This is from Immaculate. These are numbered out of 49, I believe. Yes. Price estimate on this one have at $1,100. This is down 18 spots on the list from the year prior. I believe I had this one a little overestimated in price. which certainly happens on cards that don't transact very much. Next up, got the 76 Topps Walter Payton rookie in a PSA 8. Price estimate of about $1,200 and in the same spot as it was last year. 69, 68 on the list is right here. This is the Hall of Fame rookie card of Charles Woodson, 98 SP Authentic. Always a tough grade in a PSA 10, almost impossible. This one estimated about $1,200, down 9 spots on the list from last year. Number 67 on the list, the 52 Bowman Large Bill Houghton rookie card. This one right here, $1,200 on the price estimate, down 5 spots on the list from last year. All right, then we've got a game-used patch card of Mr. Jim Thorpe. This one is just disgusting, like that patch right there, the Canton Bulldogs jacket. And of course, these are numbered only out of the player's jersey number, out of 15. So, although I think this is because 1915 was his debut year, not necessarily his jersey number. But literally only 15 of these made, and that patch is just amazing. $1,250 on the price estimate. I have that up 5 spots on the last year. This is one I kind of re-estimated in price just because of some recent sales of some scarce game use stuff of Thorpe. It's kind of seems to be gone up in recent years. Next up on the list from 35 Chickle, this is a tough short print of Ernie Smith. And this is in a 4.5. Really a beautiful example right there. And believe it or not, this card goes for estimate about $1,300, up 7 spots from last year. These tough short prints from the Chickle set are hard to find in this condition. All right, next up we got the 57 Topps Frank Robinson. And this is estimated about $1,300, down 13 spots on the list from last year. But still a really cool card. All right. And then we have one that's new to the list, the 1963 Stancraft Johnny Blood McNally autograph. And as far as I know, this is the only one I've ever seen. Johnny McNally did not really sign a ton of cards, especially like, I know he has signed a few of the 74 Fleer Hall of Fame cards. He usually signs those on the back, though. To have his autograph on the front of a card is truly unique. And I was really excited to pick this one up earlier this year. About $1,300 on the price estimate. It is new to the list, but wouldn't be surprised if this one was listed for high buy it now if it just went for more. Lucky enough, I was able to get this one in an auction. And fits perfectly into the collection. All right, now 62 on the list would be the T206 Christy Mathewson in a 1.5. Beautiful eye appeal on that one. Down 2 spots from last year, price estimate of about $1,350. And last one in this stack anyways is the 59 Topps Bob Gibson in a PSA 6. Nice eye appeal on that one. About $1,400 on the price estimate, up 6 spots on the list from last year. So I'll take a quick look at that group of 10. Nice group indeed. All right, and let's get into the final 10 of the first 50 in this countdown. All right, first one up. 1997 Skybox Essential Credentials, Reggie White. Look at that card in a PSA 9. Of course, these are numbered only out of 100. Man, that card is really nice. And this one of the highest movers up on the list. $1,400 on the price estimate, up 28 spots from last year. These 90s essential credentials of stars are, even in football now, are finally catching on a little bit. So up 28 spots, one of the biggest movers up on the list. All right, then we've got the 57 Topps Bart Starr in a PSA 6. This is my... I have 2 copies of this card, one in an 8, one in a 6. The 6 right now, price estimate about $1,400, down 2 spots from last year. I mean, if you're going to have multiples of a card, That seems like a card that you should have multiples of. All right, next up on the list, Hall of Fame rookie card of Bobby Dillon, Bowman Small, a PSA 7. This one about 1,400 on the price estimate, down 2 spots from last year. All right, we've got the 2018 Downtown Cornerstones Giannis in a Gem Mint 10. A lot of the downtown cards are pretty popular in basketball, of course, but this is Giannis, probably his most popular downtown. This is a beautiful one here. Doesn't sell too much, but I do have an estimate on this one of about 1,400, down 2 spots from last year. All right, and then next on the list, the 39 play ball Joe DiMaggio in a 1. This one, 1,400 on the price estimate, up 12 spots on the list from last year. I think I had this one estimated just a little bit low, but there's been some recent sales of cards that look pretty similar to this one. Really a nice example there for a 1. All right, now we're getting into the last 5 of this part of the countdown. How about the 2017 Pantheon Monuments card? Look at those chunky game-used patches and helmets of this group of 4. And, of course, this one's only numbered 1 out of 2. This is a card I've historically had a tough time pricing because they don't sell very much. And I have moved it up on the list. Guesstimate of about 1,500 on it, but it could actually sell for more than that. I think I had it estimated really low last time. And up 26 spots on the list from last year. There's one of these that is like numbered out of 50. And it's right now the price on it is like 1,500 or best offer. So, and there's like 40 watchers on it. So it's popular enough where I think this card would garner some love if I put it up for auction. So 1,500 on the price estimate for that one. All we can do is take our best guess on these, and I do try to guess conservatively for most of these cards. All right, so that was 55. Let's go to 54. The 55 Topps All-American Jim Thorpe in a PSA 7. This card right here, I have down 11 spots from last year, but still a 1,500 price guesstimate on it, so not too bad there. And how about another Topps All-American next on the list? So this is a card I picked up last year, and it is new to the list. It did not quite make the list because I picked it up later in the year. But the Don Hutson autograph, like, this is a real hard card to estimate. It's new to the list. I have $1,500 with a plus after it because I know what I paid for this, but I also know what recently a Don Hutson auto sold for at Heritage. It sold for like 15 grand. So there's only so many Hudson autos. I know the card's a little beat up, but there's only so many Hudson autos on rookie cards of Don Hutson. So it's anybody's guess, but I know what I paid for it, and that's the price I got to keep it at until I see a more relevant sale. But happy to knock that one off the list. That was a real hard one that I thought I was going to have a trouble getting, but I was able to get it off the list. That would be 53. How about number 52? Here's the Sandy Koufax rookie card in a PSA 4, but what a nice 4 it is. 1,600 on the price estimate, up 9 spots on the list from last year. Again, this one I just put more of a premium on the eye appeal of the card. That's a nice one right there. And then number 51, and the last card on this countdown, the 1933 Sport Kings Bobby Jones in a PSA 2. This was a national pickup, and 1,600 on the price estimate, down 3 spots on the list from last year. Just an outstanding card right there. All right. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the first part of this countdown. I will have cards numbered 50 through number 1 on the next part of the countdown, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I mean, a couple new cards to the list, as you saw. A couple movers down. The Rogers cards tend to be down, the rookies especially. But then again, the downtown Rogers is up, so it's kind of hard to know why that is. And then some other cards have gone down, but then they've rebounded already, so but not quite to where they were. So kind of an interesting mix of everything here. So hopefully you all enjoyed the video. I'd love to hear any comments of cards that you really liked or cards you maybe are surprised or are higher or lower or on the list in general. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.